Today I'll be joined by comedian, actor, writer, producer, the hilarious Ali Siddiq. You know him from Domino Effect 1. Domino Effect Part 2 is out right now. If you haven't watched it, I don't know what you're doing. It's hilarious. I highly recommend it. Thank you for coming on. Welcome to the show.
Oh man, the pleasure's all mine.
You did the new special. You did the new special in Gucci, and I was telling my wife, I was like, evolution of like the outfits that people wear when they do stand up is crazy, because it's like I'm old enough to remember the red leather suit. You know what I'm saying?
That joint was tight. I think that when
at that particular time though, that's something that somebody would wear like out to a club. You feel like?
Yeah. When was that?
It was the early 80s?
That was the early 80s. Yeah, my pops would have wore that. Because
mine did it with a leather jersey. I don't never remember I would come outside with a leather. I was old enough. I was outside with Barty did Run Tell That. I don't think I would come outside with the leather jersey on.
Man, I think when Run Tell That came out, the leather, you know why you did the leather jersey? Because Puffy, Bad Boy and them did that when they did the what was that?
I've been around.
What's that song that they did with it was Craig Mack started off. And
Flavor in Your Ear.
Yeah, Flavor in Your Ear. So then they did a remix when he was doing the bottle. Bad boy,
come out and play.
So, I beat it because it was a remix and everybody had on leather jerseys.
But you gotta be performing though. Like what you had on, I can go outside in. I can go outside in that.
Dope.
I can't go out. I'm not unless you leather jersey. I feel like you gotta be on stage. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't that slick.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, you do gotta kind of be on stage. Like you gotta be doing something. Like with the ladies now that everybody had the eyelashes, right? Uh-huh. I thought that you had to be like performing, like so everybody wants like I thought that was like a drama thing, but now everybody wear eyelashes. Like when the last time you saw a woman with her real eyelashes, like her own eyelashes?
Probably 2015.
And this lady gonna tell me my eyelashes don't grow thick. Why men don't have this problem? Why we don't have weak eyelash syndrome? Like what like when the last time you saw a dude as a fake eyelash like, oh man, my eyelashes don't grow in thick enough? Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's things now.
What I love about
I think you're right though about that leather jersey.
We had to run it back. We had to run it back because I gotta realize the exact year. But with your project, with the Domino Effect 1 and the Domino Effect 2, what I love about it so much is I feel like you are redefining the way comedians are putting out work to the world. It's like you have so much power. You can cut the middleman out and everybody comes straight to you. Sometimes even when we interview other comedians, we gotta wait for a screening and go through the network and go through this person and go through that person, and we were able to just tap right in with your work. So can you just take us to the start of why you decided to release it on YouTube and the production process and what gave you the idea to do that?
I posted, and I always wish that these were very complex things. Like it was a bunch of real thought into it. It was with me. I posted a clip of me on Comedy Central on Instagram, and I got flagged for copyright infringement.
Oh shit!
And that was my reaction.
Oh wow!
I said,
you got flagged for posting yourself.
I was like, wait a minute. I can't promote that I have this special on your network with my likeness. I can't do that. Y'all. And then with Instagram, you don't have nobody that you can call and say, hey, yo, this is me. With Facebook, it's nobody. It's not a phone call, which is irritating. That you just can't say, yo, this is actually my work. This is who I am. Right. Oh no! And so they.
It might be irritating if you could call them too, though, because they're gonna answer the phone like, you say it's you, but I can't jump out there and agree because then I'm gonna look racist because it's like saying all y'all look alike.
And I'm like, I'm like, yo, man, I don't know how many. It's like going to the tow truck place where they tow your car,
Right.
And you walk in there like, hey, do y'all have a burgundy Lexus in here? How do we know that's you? Who would be going around just going to random places asking for a burgundy Lexus with all my stuff inside of it?
Like you the fourth one today.
I need your ID. For what? It's like, so who else came here and said, hey, do y'all have a burgundy Lexus with my backpack in it?
Fucked up is the ID and the title, all that shit in the glove box.
In the glove box. So with that, it said, man, I have to be able to own my own stuff. That's a lot. That's giving a lot of power. And plus, I was doing albums first. When everybody else was doing DVDs, I was doing albums. So I was owning everything in my album. Then this lawsuit comes out to where a lot of our album sales and spins are getting cut from Spotify and XM Radio and all this because of a lawsuit that doesn't serve comics well in the end. Or they owe you this money for writing and producing. And I think that I should get 2 checks if I'm the producer, the executive producer, and the artist. I don't really need it for writing because of this. Then if I do that, then that gives you leeway to do a cover. Like somebody like Dolly Parton's song with Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston did the cover.
Right.
Okay. She can legally do that as long as she give you credit for the cover. I don't want nobody telling my jokes and say, well, I attribute it to Ali. I'm just doing a cover of his.
I'm doing a cover, man. So let me tell you how I went to go live with my dad.
I'm doing cover jokes. So it's 1983, right? Even though I wasn't born, it's 1983. So that's crazy, to think about it. So I just wanted to own my own stuff.
And it sounds wild when you say that, but the way like with this Twitch and all of this shit work on the internet, somebody actually will try to cover your work and get a little following off of it. Like it could actually happen. It sounds bizarre because I'm like, man, this is my work, it's my story, this is my life, but it's not crazy because we've seen crazy as shit happen on the internet. We could make $1 million off lashes fucking with the internet.
I get a clip, right, of this white lady on a truck mimicking, my joke is playing in the back and she's acting it out.
That's crazy.
But it's a lot of that. It's my Father's Day joke. It's all type of things that I do on the internet that people use in the background and they just word it out and they getting followers from it. A dude did a cartoon of Mexican got on boots. He did a animation of it. So people are still covering my work. Should I get paid for when they play that? I should get paid.
I'm always gonna say yeah.
Yeah, for when they do that.
Right.
But it's like comics are not covered like other artists, but we are copyright infringed. If you put out something with a network, Comedy Central, because of the success of Domino Effect, the first one, Comedy Central, I shot the special with Comedy Central, Bigger Than These Bars. That's in 2018 when it came out, right? It got less than 1 million some views because when they showed it. You showed it at 12 o'clock at night.
Right.
11:59 is when the actual time that you put my special on, in the middle of the night.
That shit, it matters.
Okay, so I'm confused on the fact that you showed it once, you showed it twice.
Right.
How am I supposed to get some type of burn off of that and then I can't even promote it that is there for people to go on your website or whatever to watch it? So we asked to buy it back from them. Because Comedy Central is no more. You know what I'm saying? So they sold everything to Paramount. So we asked to buy our content back, right? They dropped it on the internet. They dropped it on YouTube because of the success of Domino Effect, the first one.
He dirty.
So he hot, let's drop his special on there now. So then when they dropped it, it got more views. It has more views now than it had when he was on the network. Netflix, HBO, their viewership versus what I can produce on my own, I beat everybody. In 2022, I beat every last one of them.
So you don't gotta subscribe to YouTube to see your special, but you have to have somebody HBO login, or somebody Netflix login, or you have to be subscribed to it to get it. So you can actually, you're stronger because you can get right to the people.
Yeah, so it's not, you don't make money off of the special. They pay you to do a special, then they shoot it X, Y, and Z. Your special is to push ticket sales for people to come see you.
Right.
That's what, and to seal your legacy in the game that you were solidified as a comic. Why not just do that? If you got the bread, why not just do that yourself and send it straight to the people? And then the people still, the goal is for people to come see you. So with Domino Effect, we got 9 million. With this new one, we on the verge of going up towards 10 million with that one. Hopefully we had 1.5 now in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So we think that the momentum will come and more people just start coming to the shows because of the messaging with Domino Effect. I think that I've reached a level now that I'm kind of cementing what I want to be in this game. And I've always wanted to be judged on comedy content, not anything outside of the craft. I don't want people to say that I'm a good comic or a great comic or this type of comic because I was in a movie or because I was on a sitcom or I was on some other show that has nothing to do with stand-up. If I was a fashion designer and I had 5 million followers,
right,
and then I start doing stand-up and I'm selling out shows, are people coming to see me because I'm a stand-up and I put in work in stand-up, or because I'm a fashion designer that happened to start doing stand-up?
Right.
I want to be known for comedy, not anything outside of that. For somebody to say I'm a great comic because of comedy.
You achieved that though, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you're there. You're there. I mean, you getting all of these people who are coming. They're coming to YouTube for, people coming to YouTube for all kinds of reasons. But you've actually you've built the foundation where people were excited for Domino Effect 1. They're excited for Domino Effect 2. So, whatever you do, whatever the next thing is, you already, you built that audience, and that's just straight storytelling. The punchlines, the jokes, the family shit, like the stuff that I feel like as a fan of the genre, this is what we look for when we go out to shows and stuff like that. So if an executive was to knock on your door and say, look, man, I want you to do a special with us, I'm gonna cut you a check for $30 million, would you do it? Or would you not go away from what you have been doing?
If somebody come to me with $30 million, it's still gonna be a conversation about ownership.
Absolutely.
Because if you giving me $30 million with the hope that you make $200 million, I don't think that you giving me the $30 million with the whole thing, we gonna make $28 million or we gonna make $35 million. You're not splitting your pie with me like that. What is your end goal and where does the material lie? Who does it rest with at the end of the day? And I think that's why I'm so big on the legacy of my particular family, and the ownership of having my children be able to license my work over somebody else owning it. And you having to, like, some people can't tell their own story because they gotta go through all of these things. You ever watch the documentary, you see courtesy of this person, courtesy of that.
Right.
That's because somebody had to go through a bunch of hoops in order to tell this story. And I think if somebody gave me $30 million, y'all will probably never see me do stand-up again. Because it's gonna be hard to be motivated. Hey man, hey Ali, you wanna come do a set? Man, you couldn't pry me out my house with your cold dead hands.
I just ate lobster with a side of lobster.
Yeah, man, I ate lobster with a side of lobster.
15 pounds of crab.
And then 15 pounds of crab. And I'm thinking it was just for me. Like, I'm not, man, I think being rich, like I'm straight now. I'm not 30 million straight,
right?
But I'm telling you, it'll be hard. You would have to kidnap my children and holding for ransom for me to do, hey man, come do a set in Cincinnati. We got your son. We're gonna release your son after your set is over. And I come on the stage with attitude. Twice a year they kidnap my son for me to come do a show. This is some bullshit. How much longer do I have?
Every time you get your son back, you get another 30 million.
They like, yo, what's that noise? That's my helicopter that's on top of this building waiting to take me to my jet so I can go home. That's the only way you're gonna get me.
One thing I think what I really appreciate about the style you use is that it's like you have the ability to speak a universal language. You're from Texas.
Yeah.
I'm from East Baltimore. I got friends who love your work. They from the Bay Area, but we know that story. We know that story of being at the basketball game. We know that story about how your mom is more structured, and then living with your dad, you get to fucking run wild. You know what I'm saying? Like we know how men be fucking shit up in a household. Like it was up to me, my daughter eat ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So like, we know these stories. How do you feel like you developed that universal language?
Man, just talking to, I'm very grounded because I talk to everybody that's grounded. I think the universal language comes from my friends. Like I have close friends in Baltimore, just like I have close friends in Oakland, Philly, New York. It's like when we talk, we all have the same discussions. Like I could call my boys in Baltimore right now, any one of them, and start an argument about who got the best crab cakes. And it's going to jump. This is 40 minutes of somebody naming another spot, then hanging up and calling back like, I just thought about it. Such and such got the best. And so that's the thing. And my thing is, I live in Houston. I always argue, why do Baltimore think that they got the lock on crab when I live in the ocean? I live right here on the Gulf. I'm like, do y'all not think that the Gulf of Mexico has crab? I live in a seafood town.
Not them blue ones.
And we do have blue crab. That's all I grew up.
They're not popular though.
I grew up crab.
They popular blue crab.
And this is the thing. And this is what Baltimore do. This is like Baltimore, like y'all got like. And it's like you finna say the same exact thing that everybody from Baltimore I've ever heard.
I want to see them. Bring them out. Where they at?
It's like they big. I'm like, it's like if people from Baltimore mind, blue crab only exists in Baltimore. Like they don't never migrate nowhere else. It's the whole ocean. And so. And then I've been in places where I've eaten people from Baltimore under the table with crab. And they're like, man, why can you eat so much crab?
They was from the county though.
I was like, and this is the thing. Then somebody talking about, they from
Owens Mills, Randallstown, and some shit.
What's the joint start with a T?
Towson.
Thompson. Well,
Towson.
Yeah,
where Magooby's at.
Where Magooby's at.
Oh yeah, Timonium.
Timonium. Oh, my man gonna tell me, he from Timonium. Yeah. Like, is that not Baltimore? Like
we gotta hold on to what we can hold on to, man. Shit. We used to got a lot of other shit going on.
Yeah,
that's y'all got like Beyonce, they all kinds of shit popping, man. We
but y'all got Tank.
We got Tank.
Y'all got Tank. Y'all got Drew Hill.
Free my guy Tank, man. Yo, I seen Drew Hill the other day. It's like 12 of them in a group. I just fucked my head up. I'm like, yo. Like, what happens? Drew Mountains now? It's like 8 niggas.
Yeah. Like, so that's the thing of being able to be around. Like, if we was in Baltimore, I moved through Baltimore with you like I'm from Baltimore.
You did like Comedy Factory and all that?
Yeah. Where? So I've always been in these places. You know, even when I was in the streets, I was always in these places. My man Reggie Carroll from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? This is like one of the most insane people I know. Like the most insane people. One of the craziest people I know is Reggie Carroll. And they were like, where you from? You from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? But then my man Gary Monroe, one of the nicest people I know in this world, from Baltimore. He was a like a federal agent. And what made him even get into being a cop, his uncle was the dude who The Wire was based on.
Lil Melvin?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when I go somewhere, I'm engulfed in the, like when I'm in Philly, I'm always in Germantown. I'm in the Badlands.
I know G-Town.
Yeah, I'm not in this. I'm still grounded with the people that I grew up with, because I think that story is what made us and gave us the tenacity that we have. And I'm still talking from that space. I'm still in that space. I go to the same barbershop that I've always gone to. And my ear is to the words that's always being said. And sometimes I'm the only one that can say it and in the space. So I take that ownership of constantly speaking the same terms that I grew up with, because it's the layman's terms. Man, people can understand what I'm saying and where I'm coming from when I'm talking about anything, because I'm talking from a human aspect and whatever. And I think people are like, well, where you get this mindset from? My neighborhood. I said, these are the ideologies of my neighborhood. This is not just me. This is other people that's in my neighborhood. When I say in loss, when I'm talking about the fact that we never talk about these losses, in nobody's neighborhood is somebody running around talking about when they lost something.
Absolutely. All I do is win.
Win. And so, but the reality is we've lost a lot just trying to get that one win.
Absolutely.
We've lost a lot. So I don't know any men that haven't felt the pain of losing a girlfriend that they really was into. I don't know the guys who never felt the pain of losing a loved one, you know what I'm saying, or losing a job too early. I don't know these people that haven't experienced that.
Right.
My man right now is still like, every blue moon he'll bring up, man, remember I had them Cartier glasses? I lost them, motherfucker.
That hurt though. That hurt.
And he lost them glasses. He lost them glasses 11 years ago, and I had some Carrera, these Carrera shades, right? And this lady hat, I'm in the Bahamas, and this lady hat blew, and I reached to grab her hat. And when I reached to grab her hat, I bent down, and my goddamn shades fell in the ocean. And I always remember, I said, God damn.
You ain't jumping the ocean out of the shades?
320 in the goddamn ocean. and even though I've had better shades, I still bring up, man, remember that day I was trying to help that lady with that damn hat, lost my damn shades? Because those are the shades that fit me the best. And I still haven't found nothing better than that.
That made me think of the part of the special where you said you fell in the pool and you never took a swimming lesson.
No, I ain't falling, dude. Push me in the pool.
But your mom came and you was like.
Yeah, I was out there water because she told, I wasn't even supposed to be over the fence in order to even get pushed. So how many times you supposed to not be? Man, I have a story that I only tell.
I feel like I only went places I wasn't supposed to be. Like, it's just
the thing.
Yeah. It's,
so I'm at this factory, and my mom told me not to be at this factory with the other little boys. I fall at the factory. It's a factory.
Like, was it abandoned or something?
Yeah, it was closed during the night.
Okay.
So we outside playing. It's the weekend. This factory is closed. My mother said, hey, don't go over there to that factory. One, you don't work there, and it's closed. So we go over there still. I fall and break my leg. I'm not concerned that my leg is broken. I just need to get to the park. That's the only thing. I don't give a damn about this leg, because my leg can be broke. It just can't be broke here. You know what I'm saying? And I got to get to neutral ground. And when I tell this story, everybody knows a time that they went somewhere that you got hurt, and you was like, man, I don't care nothing about this. I got to get to where I'm supposed to be, and then I can deal with my pain once I get there. I don't know nobody who doesn't know this story about being somewhere that they don't supposed to be. And so I just try to do my best to relate to the stories that I know that's most common in our life.
It's a nice documentary where his brother Jungle was talking about the time he got shot in his leg, and he wasn't worried about the bullet. He was trying to figure out how he gonna hide it from his mom. Like, I got a whole flesh wound, and I'm gonna hide this from my mother.
Hey, I remember my head was bust open, and I tried to come in and act like wasn't nothing wrong with me. My mother was like, "Come in." I was like, "What? Why your eyes so glassy?" I was like, "I don't know." It's like, and then she saw my head bleeding at the top. She said, "If you don't get your concussed ass," I'm like, "Yo, man, I didn't want her to see me messed up because I wasn't supposed to be doing what I was doing."
Won't you tell everyone where they can watch the Domino Effect 1 and 2 and the best ways they can support you?
YouTube, you can go on YouTube, or you can go to my website, alisiddiq.com. That's ALISIDDIQ, and that's the way. Constantly keep watching it, keep sharing it, keep supporting it. My book comes out, Domino Effect 1. I turned it into a book so people can read it. I added some different stuff in there. That's June 27th.
Word. Congratulations.
Oh, appreciate you, brother.